Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. So, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and comment so we can keep the channel growing. And to all our Neo fans, let's touch in with this. So when we last left you, we had a couple key levels, the major one being 126, pretty much nailing it right there, pausing. This also did do a horizontal channel breakout. Couldn't get the video out in time, but I'll show you what we're doing. And you should focus on the candle bodies, not the wicks for your horizontal channels. They're much more reliable for breakouts and projecting the prices. So the two major levels for that, the 127, which was with the rising or the flat 200, and then the 129, you see we got up to 129.57, we had a 129.21. Now we've pulled back a bit. So that's completed. The key levels you're going to want to look for are the 50% for stop reductions and the 75 and the 1 for target areas. And they can also they can be stop reductions also. You don't have to take profits at them, but they're good places to raise your stops. Now what are we looking at? Well, now we have another little cluster. We have I definitely raised stops here, 131 to 132. We have two retracement levels and a 12.5% projection level from this low on the 13th up to the most recent high before we got this pause. Now, this isn't the most reliable level yet. I'd like to see this bar not make a new high. If that makes a new high, then you'll want to update these levels. Pushing through that, though, the next major target area is 134 and then eventually 138. We are getting some divergences here, and at some point I am expecting the bigger pullback. We also have to update our key retracement levels. And let's see what those look like. So we could easily now pull back to the 120, 160 level, which would take us to the middle of the rotation zone. And if that didn't hold, I'd be watching for about the 116 area where we have the rising 50 period exponential moving average. Let's try to fine tune some of this though with the daily chart. And look at this. We have daily, we're gonna probably get the first cross of rotation zone, which will be very positive for Neo. So very key support on a daily basis is this 118.45. You have a rising 8 and a hooking up 21 and a key retracement GAN level, and that was from the sell-off. Let's see, that was from this major sell-off, the highs, you see the blue lines to the swing lows. So that's going to be, people think to just stop looking at the levels once price action goes through it. No, because you can trade between these levels, especially the GAN levels. So right now we've almost run up to 62.5, which is a very key level for me, and I want to see it close above that because that would then lend in a probability basis that the rally will continue. Does not mean we won't have pullbacks, but the rally will continue. And we're trading into an advanced clear path up here. So that is very nice. There have been some trend line trades that have triggered up in here we haven't talked about on a longer term basis, but they're also projecting higher prices. Do not be surprised though if we get a nice key pullback at some point to retest some of these levels on even the daily basis, which would be about the 118.62 at this point. But remember, as price rises, these levels will also rise. So we have to keep that in mind. So keep checking in. You can recreate these on your own charts. We're trying to teach you something here, so you're just not dependent on us to put out the videos all the time. I mean, we have full-time jobs, so we get these out as fast as we can and when we can. So on the other end of the spectrum, we have NEM/XEM, which is not looking so good. Cannot remain above the daily rotation zone, and we'll get to that. Also, something I've been noticing, it's really keying off of a lot of these 12.5% levels. So I'm putting a little more weight on those levels when I see them hit. So you see on the rally up, we had the 12.5% level and a cluster coming in about this 0.62749, poking just above that, then collapsing down, then did another projection to the downside at this 0.4815. And these are on earlier videos. I haven't changed these levels at all. You see it hit down there, rallying back up. So you're going to want to pay attention. Can't get above the 62.5 retracement level. Tried to poke above it. Now it's just in major consolidation. So we shall see which way this does break out. You could, at this point, we could do a horizontal channel. I haven't even projected this, so we'll just do it real time, and we'll do it with the levels we've talked about, the 0.5, 0.75 and 1. Those are the key levels, and we're looking to go from bodies, and you'd want to close below that level, especially since it was reinforced by that key low. So, and I'd actually be watching for a close below the 0.5018, slightly below that body, but then we'd be looking for possibly drops to about 0.47274, and then sort of a cluster down here, which would be very key, about right around your 0.4585 or 0.46 level. You can also do that to the upside. Let me just take off this other, since those are not going to be valid anymore. If we're going to the upside, we're looking at that's pretty interesting right there. So, and that 25 level shouldn't be on. Sorry, it was on the lower one too. I was clicking too fast. It's the 0.5, 0.75, and 1 levels. That's it. So you'd be watching for on a close above, the 62.5 level again. We'd be watching for a run up to 0.5965, then 0.611, then the full target being 0.62681, but that's only on a closing basis above the 62.5 retracement, which also confirms a breakout. So this could go either way. Now, it's more probable for the downside. I mean, we keep getting buyers stepping in. However, look at this. Running up to the rotation zone, selling off. Back in the rotation zone, selling off. It cannot sustain any up moves. Didn't even approach its prior highs, and now we even have the declining rotation zone. Also, what's interesting is even if this does run up to the top target, it's still within the rotation zone. It doesn't even get it out of there. Now, also, this is why it's very helpful. I really want to stress to everyone who's really learning to trade, and it's not just cryptocurrencies, it's whatever you use your multiple time frames. So mainly on this channel, we focus on the 4-hour and daily, just because those are the videos we can get out, and those time frames sort of suit a lot of people. Look at this. This is where you fine tune your levels. So we have a rising 200 moving simple moving average coming in, zoning in right below this 0.47 area. So that 0.47 area would be very key. So if we sold off, triggered this, and then came down there and got a nice reversal pattern, that could be a good trade. I'd want a reversal pattern just because of the weakness of XEM/NEM. Really, that's why what we're watching these levels for. And we're not being aggressive in this because it can't sustain an up move. Where some of the other ones we've talked about, hey, we've got the rotation zones coming in our favor. We're going to get the first cross rotation zone on the daily, and where the rotation zone is in our favor on the 4-hour. Those are ones you can be more aggressive on. This is not one you should be aggressive on until it can show it can sustain a move. That's what we have for you on NEO and NEM/XEM, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.